cross. Littlewood's Pool, sponsors of the big match, replayed.
Oh, and Pearson put through by Greenough. Jones is after it. Pearson shot, goal!
Welcome again to the big match. Today we've got goals and controversy and international action too coming your way in the next hour. What an amazing main match we've got as we bring you Queen's Park Rangers against Everton. And we back that up with the other half of the London Merseyside clash, Liverpool against Chelsea. And finally in the second division, Stoke City against Crystal Palace, where Palace's George Graham was sent off. So stand by then as we go first to West London and Queen's Park Rangers against Everton, where for one player it was a return to familiar surroundings.
A wave there from Dave Thomas, back again at Loftus Road, so often sprinting down the Rangers wing these past 5 years, but the recent move to Everton now makes him one of the threats to QPR today. And in a period of change at Queen's Park Rangers, also back at Loftus Road, here's their new man, Martin Busby, former Rangers player who went to Notts County, now making his first home appearance since his return. So this then is how Queen's Park Rangers line up today. Fullback Dave Clement passed a morning test, but Ian Gillard is out. John Hollins goes to sub with the number 4 shirt being taken by Mick Leach. Jerry Francis still out with hamstring trouble, but it's thought he will be fit next week. As for Everton, they're without midfield man Bruce Rioch, who now seems likely also to miss Scotland's game on Wednesday. His place at number 6 goes to Jim Pearson. Duncan McKenzie had a test on a bruised foot 35 minutes ago, but he's fit, plays at number 10. The referee today, Roger Kirkpatrick from Leicester, and really it's not the best of afternoons for watching football. So away we go then, Everton in the all-light strip of yellow, attacking the goal to our right, Rangers in their familiar hoops. And this Everton team coming with a good record of late, unbeaten in their last 8 games after losing the first 2 of the season. And indeed, they'll remember, I'm sure, had a clash there between Abbott and Thomas, that Everton came here on the first match of last season and won 4-0. Well, here's Gibbons for Rangers. I want to put that memory behind them. Way too far ahead of Martin Busby. George Wood, the goalkeeper. Jim Pearson to Higgins. Masson, Stan Bowles, a little toe poke here for Shanks. And Gibbons just beaten to it by David Jones. Pearson playing a delightful ball there for David Thomas. Inside for Dobson. Now King, beautifully weighted there for Andy King. Pearson's coming up in there, Latchford's in there too! It's a good goal for Everton. And they've begun exactly where they left off at the start of last season when they came here and won handsomely. Andy King playing such a big part in it. They're the 2 men who've made it. King, who played a big part in it over on that left touchline. Latchford with the header. Past Phil Parks just inside the post. Everton 0, QPR... or rather, QPR 0, Everton 1. And here's Leach. Bowles. Well, a certain question mark against the defensive play of Rangers there, allowing Latchford of all people so much space, so close to goal. Masson. Needham. Oh, and a lovely ball there, played by Leach. And Clement on a tremendous overlap, and he's got men up as well. And in the end, it was Pejic who did a good job for Everton there. Needham had got up, Busby had got up, Bowles had got up as Clement went on that tremendous run. from that lovely ball by Leach. Floated again into the midst of them, and a good jump and a good safe catch by George Wood. Latchford, backward header. Dobson just beaten to the ball by Needham. Clement. Bowles letting it go very skillfully there for Eastoe. Bowles again. Mackenzie. Stopped by Abbott. Short pass to Bowles. Masson right up there amongst the front men as well. Gibbons. Well, he's... Look at Wood right out there now. Is he giving away the corner or a throw? No, it's a throw. And as Wood hurdles to get back, they've got that... Oh, good piece of play by Rangers. Good quick thinking by Don Gibbons, who took that throw quickly, and Masson, who'd gone up there, got the header in, but unfortunately for Rangers, it wasn't on target. Oh, Masson not quite controlling that one. Andy King sending Dave Thomas on his way now. This could be more trouble for Rangers. Latchford in the middle, and David Jones has come up as well. Latchford with the header. Oh, a beautiful goal. A second one for Latchford, and a second for Everton. And the architect is the man who so recently was a Rangers player, Dave Thomas. A great run down the left. Latchford beautifully placed for that near post header. Wide of Phil Parks. And so we have a score then. The Queen's Park Rangers 0, Everton 2. Gordon Lee doing a lot of shouting on that Everton bench. Well, it's been a good opening 18 minutes for him and his team. Eastoe. Bowles. Clement. High towards Don Gibbons, but even higher was Mark Higgins. Oh, and a great goal by Peter Eastoe. Well, that'll put Rangers back in the game. My word, how they needed it. And it looked to be no great danger for Everton as Higgins got up so well. When it came to Eastoe, a lot of space for him, surprising that. Left foot hooked high into the net. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Everton 2. So Peter Eastoe gets his 5th goal of the season. And Rangers now have something to bite on.
Eastoe, Rangers' 1st goal of the game, Peter Eastoe.
And good play here by Martin Dobson. Masson after him. Here's Mackenzie. Bit of space for him on the right. Got it across beautifully. Oh, and Thomas on the far side couldn't quite finish it off. Superb piece of play, though, by Mackenzie. That devastating sprint over maybe only 3 or 4 yards when it really mattered. Hard, low cross. Rangers in trouble. And Thomas couldn't quite turn it in. Now Bowles. Little touch here for Busby. And a throw for QPR. The last couple of minutes of the first half. Martin Busby with it. Bowles looking, I would have thought, almost for the impossible there. A yard of space with Pejic so close. But who knows with Bowles? He might have got a free kick there, though, and he has. The Everton defender not to complain. Jim Pearson there with a word and a joke, and Stan Bowles giving as good as he's got. And 1 or 2 looks of concern on the faces of Everton defenders as Masson now takes this free kick, floated a long way in there, and Eastoe came so very close indeed to adding his 2nd goal and getting an equaliser for Rangers. Timing that run well, but got a little too much under it. Long kick there. Parks punching it off the head of Latchford. And there goes the whistle for half-time as Peter Eastoe was on his way. Everton, a brilliant start. Pulled short a little bit by Peter Eastoe's goal. that gave Rangers a little bit of hope. But certainly a blistering start by Everton with those 2 goals by Bob Latchford in the first 20 minutes of the game, bringing us to a half-time scoreline at Loftus Road that reads Queen's Park Rangers 1, Everton 2. We'll be right back with the second half.
Oh, that's another great cross.
Welcome back to Loftus Road. At least the sun has now come out, and Rangers have got 2 players well inside the Everton half of the field, as you can see, and Roger Kirkpatrick is making sure they're back behind the line before he allows this second half to start. So away we go with Rangers this goal down, 1-2 against Everton. Now Rangers attacking the goal to our right. Here's Masson. Givens with the touch now for Eastoe. And a corner given. Well, they had a quite a reasonable last few minutes to the first half, did Rangers. And they're hoping to capitalise on that with a good start to the second, but that was a good fist away by George Wood. Back to Masson again. Played here for Shanks. Masson again, looking for the yard to get that centre in once more. Needham was right in there. Lions in trouble, and the whistle had gone. An unfair challenge, I fancied, by David Needham. Number 5. Needham. Header finding Masson. And now Pidgeck. Dobson, Pidgeck. Thomas. Martin Dobson for Everton. Latchford, Masson right back there, nearly caught out. And a free kick given for handball by Abbott. The ball, in fact, kicked at him by his teammate Don Masson. And there wasn't much that Abbott could do about it. He was only about a couple of yards away, but it gives Everton this free kick. Thomas chipping it now to the far side. Andy King coming in, and Latchford has got his hat-trick. Well, Rangers, who are dab hands themselves at free kicks, badly caught out by that one as it's floated out. And Andy King on the byline, turning it in. No trouble at all there for Bob Latchford. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Everton 3. Hat-trick man is Bob Latchford. Brings his total now to 7, and Rangers have already brought on their substitute. John Hollins is on, and Mick Leach has gone off. And Gordon Lee really seems to have got this side moving. No wonder Steve Burtonshaw's got that wide grin on his face. Jones. Good run here by Mark Higgins, but he'll have to run to keep it in play. It's a really wet afternoon again, though. Needham to Masson. Needham again. Oh, he's given it away to Mackenzie. Now, can Mackenzie make this 4 for Everton? And he can, and he made it look like child's play. And the Everton men are rushing towards Mackenzie. And Dave Needham is the man who knows that it's his mistake that has virtually put this game beyond the reach of Rangers now. Needham's mistake. Mackenzie on it like a flash. And he kept his cool superbly as Parks came out into the back of the net. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Everton 4. The Evertonians in good heart. Dobson. They've really been a cut above Rangers for most of the afternoon, except for that one little period just before half-time when it looked as though Rangers might come back at them. Dobson to King. That's a good shot. Oh, and another fine save by Phil Parkes. Andy King, the former Luton lad, having a very lively game indeed, and a good left foot shot. And Phil Parkes just finger-tipping it over. What a game he's had, Andy King. Made the first and third goals. And here's Dave Thomas, who made the second one, with the corner for Everton. The fists of Parkes. Dobson. Now Latchford, not his fourth goal, surely. Yes! And the fifth for Everton. Well, it's a riot. 4 goals for Bob Latchford. No wonder he can afford to smile like that. The other one coming from Duncan McKenzie, which in itself was a juicy one. And Everton all smiles as that ball fell for Bob Latchford. He couldn't believe his luck. And he gave Parkes very little chance. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Everton 5, which is the identical scoreline when Everton went to Leicester City earlier this season. Needham getting in there, finding Don Givens. Hollins has gone off right forward. Givens left foot, and he hit it straight at Jones. Hollins hustling Mackenzie into mistake. Now, he claimed that was a handball. The linesman on the far side, who was well placed to see it, looked at the referee, shook his head. And so it's a corner only for Rangers. "18 minutes to go. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Everton 5. Masson again with the corner for Rangers. Hollins with a shot, hitting it straight at Thomas, another corner. So Masson again with a corner, hit wider this time. Busby with the header. Eastoe right in there with a header too. And in the end it was Bowles who just stabbed it over. He claimed that Wood had touched it over. The referee said no, it's a goal kick. Now it's Bowles. Turning him one way, turning him the other way. Can he do it yet again? Or is he going to run into trouble? Well, he's giving him a few problems there. And a lovely little overhead, well saved though by George Wood from David Needham. Well, that was a bit of vintage Bowles. And in the end, that little shuffled cross and an overhead by Needham and a good piece of reflex goalkeeping by George Wood. Masson, Busby. What a good ball by Busby for Eastoe. Oh, and he hit the post. What a terrible piece of luck for Peter Eastoe. Can Bowles turn it in? Free kick. But what a ball that was by Busby. It gave Eastoe the opportunity to show his speed and his shooting skill, and he whacked it against the post. Now Bowles, Masson up there with him. Givens right in there. Always just favouring the keeper though. And Wood very quickly to come off his line at all times. Here's Masson. Back again for John Hollins. And a touch by Eastoe, and my word, he couldn't have come closer yet again. So Hollins putting that ball in, Eastoe with the touch. So very close indeed. In fact, it could almost be 5-3 now instead of 5-1 to Everton. Lyons, high up and under. Andy King's right there. And Phil Parkes, very brave indeed there. And Needham got away with it then. Hollins. Bowles. Just touched it away there for Clement. It'll come for Hollins again. Curled in and a good one. Givens is right there. Can Eastoe get his second goal? No, and Busby couldn't quite find the way through either. David Jones down and injured, and a free kick given to Queen's Park Rangers. And Bowles curling it, and a good save again by George Wood. Made that look so easy as Bowles curved it. Wood himself was curving through the air. Mackenzie, a typical Duncan Mackenzie. And now here's Jones. There's the cross going in, and Needham's header getting it away. This time it's Dave Thomas taking on Dave Clement. Right foot shot, curling and difficult to hold, but Park's got it at the second go. Good shot there, and a bumping and boring there between Hollins and Thomas, old chums. But a very good shot indeed by Thomas that was swinging all over the place. Now here's Busby. Bowles. Givens. Oh, just wide. Took that opportunity really with an economy of effort that almost caught Everton out. Sweeping it wide of goalkeeper Wood, but also wide of that far post. Don Givens. Eastoe and Bowles. A nice touch by him for Don Givens. And again, that man, David Jones, is across there to do a good job for Everton. Stan Bowles. A penalty. That time a foul by Jones on Bowles. A yard inside the box. Not too many complaints, I think, by Everton. It looked a penalty. And Roger Kirkpatrick had no doubts that it was worth a penalty. Now Bowles and Mackenzie having a slight word with each other to decide which side Stan Bowles will put it. Mackenzie told him one way, and I'm not sure that I'd take Duncan's word for it. Let's see though. Bowles versus George Wood, and a lot of encroachment. Well, that was an amazing save by George Wood. Bowles took it. An enormous amount of encroachment on the left-hand side of the penalty area, though, but Wood down, and the penalty was saved. There's the final whistle. A fine victory for Everton. And their manager, Gordon Lee, just getting out of the tunnel. He really is getting this Everton side on the move. And nobody was more on the move, and I'm sure all Everton fans would agree, than their number 9, Bob Latchford, being mobbed on the pitch by one or two fans and now shaking hands with the referee. Bob Latchford now going into the tunnel, number 9. Scorer of 4 goals for Everton. The other one, maybe the sweetest of the lot in many ways, by number 10, Duncan Mackenzie, with Peter Eastoe offering the sole response from Queen's Park Rangers. Final scoreline then. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Everton 5.
For our second match, we're going to stick to the theme of London against Merseyside, because yesterday Chelsea made the long and difficult journey to Anfield to play Liverpool. Chelsea only 2 wins from their opening 9 games. Liverpool almost unbeatable up there at home. Again up with the leaders, naturally. It was a game covered by Granada Television. The commentators, Gerald Sinstead, and Chelsea are in the White Sox.
Callaghan. Wilkins, challenged by Fairclough. Harris. Ray Wilkins, and Fairclough steps in again. Dalglish. Kennedy. Case and Callaghan sort themselves out. Jones, Fairclough, Harris for Chelsea. Stanley's header. Hansen to McDermott. Hansen again. It's a good ball for Dalglish. He's got a second chance because Harris's clearance was a bad one, and he's curled it in! Dalglish, much too good a player to be given a second chance. Harris's header was a weak one, and Dalglish measured that curler to the inch. 1 minute and 3/4 gone. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. Droy. Britain looking for Sway. Everybody marked in front of him. No way round. Yes, he has. He's done well there. It was Hughes who intercepted. McDermott, it's not yet clear. Wilkins. Oh, a great save! Marvellous save by Clements. Full-blooded drive, a deflection, and he managed to change direction just enough to punch it away. Dalglish, Kennedy away to the left, and nobody picking him up. Kennedy shot right across the face of the goal, with Phillips coming out and Dalglish sliding in, and nobody making contact. But Chelsea had left that right flank unguarded. Kennedy made the most of it. A low drive across, just missed by Dalglish. Dalglish. It's Garner, a good ball for Stanley. Case. 2 against 4. Case tries a long shot. Jimmy Case with a hammer of a right foot from all of 30 yards, but just past the upright. Droy. Garner falls. Jones. Fairclough. Case. Dalglish taking up another good position and pulling it back and hitting the post. Well, he pulled one off in the League Cup against Chelsea from an impossible angle, and he almost plotted one again. Got himself into a fine position, but then suddenly found he was very close to the line, whipped it over the goalkeeper's head and saw it come back off the post. Ray Wilkins forward for Langley. And Langley got in his shot in spite of the attentions of Hansen, but it wasn't a good shot. Tommy Langley, in fact, is Chelsea's leading scorer this season with 2 goals, which is a fair illustration of the problems they're suffering. Droy. Glanced on by Garner. Langley chasing it, and Clements got his body there, and it was driven back by Garner. Chelsea asking for a corner, but Mr. Morris says no. But Liverpool were just a little bit exposed there. Clements had to come a long, long way to block near the edge of the penalty area, and Garner saw his chance and very intelligently drove the ball straight back, but over. Neil. Dalglish. Mulligan. Hansen. Case. Dalglish to Hansen, and Hansen breaking forward and showing he can cross. Cleared by Droy, but straight, and Fairclough puts it in. Droy's clearance wasn't a good one. McDermott poked it back in, and Fairclough stood for the header. Thank you very much. Callaghan now. Dalglish, very clever turn, and a lovely little scoop up, and Fairclough didn't make it. What brilliant football there from Kenny Dalglish. That turn was pure magic, and the chip across was the chip of a mature, commanding professional. Will be disappointed he didn't make it.
Our last game today is from the second division, and what a testing day it was for Crystal Palace. They went to Stoke, who themselves had made a good start to the season, without Ian Evans, of course, without Rashid Harcook, and then they found themselves battling with 10 men for the last 20 minutes or so when George Graham was sent off. So, Stoke against Crystal Palace. Pictures from ATV. Commentator Hugh Johns, Crystal Palace in the yellow strip.
Hilaire, the first time ball for Graham. Graham still there. Through ball for Perrin, looks handy. Now it's on for Bourne. Oh yes, had to be. Nick Chatterton. Where did he come from? There was an easy goal for Palace. They're 1-0 in front. 38 minutes gone. A very, very simple goal. Jeff Bourne given time to decide what he was going to do. Everybody was covering far post. Bourne nicks in a little low one, and suddenly arriving from nowhere, certainly unmarked, Nick Chatterton. Little double shuffle, and nicks it past Jones. Dodd then down for Waddington, way back, and Smith's got to hurry because Bourne is right behind him. Richardson. Richardson keeping his feet well. And George Graham had a go at him, and referee Brian Martin is going to have a go at George Graham. This not just for that one foul, but for one or two warnings that George Graham had earlier from referee Martin. What it's being said there, I've told you about this before. George Graham goes into the book. That is the players' tunnel beneath us. Kendall then. Richardson. Kendall and Richardson working a 1-2, 1-2-3. That's a foul by George Graham on Kendall. The crowd baying for some more action to be taken. Their favourite player, and in fact, referee Sampson is reaching into his pocket, and it's got to be a red card that he's going to pull out. He has reached into his pocket. He's pulling Graham away. Now, Graham, who was booked in the first half. So if referee Brian Martin decides that he's got to take the action, it is. That's for 2 bookings. And George Graham sent off. In then for Perrin. What a goal! Yes! From nowhere. Yes, indeed, it's 2-0 Palace. Stunned then. The ball knocked in. Roger Jones totally stunned by that moment. It's 2-0 Palace. The ball knocked in. And Steve Perrin unleashed a thunderbolt of a shot. Lindsay in, fast and furious, and number 7, David Swindlehurst, is down off the park injured. The game goes on. It's Lindsay. The referee keeping his eye on the situation over there. And the referee deciding that he might have a word with Paul Hinchelwood. They seem to be looking to straighten out the situation that had resulted in David Swindlehurst winding up on the touchline, nursing an injury. No hard feelings between Hinchelwood and Lindsay. The referee is now deciding that Dave Horn has got to be warned for coming on the park and attending to injuries when he wasn't invited to. Brian Martin's certainly smack dab in the middle of things. Dive by Bourne was a bit late. Tries Waddington breaking out with Crooks in close support. There goes Crooks. Another fine save. Well, Crooks is not having any luck at all this afternoon. Brought 2 fine saves from Burns. Lindsay hard in. Smith! And it still won't go in! Well, after Crooks had brought a terrific save from Burns, and the corner comes in, finally knocked forward into the box. Smith hits the post.
And that's it. What else can we leave you with today than Bob Latchford? 4 goals in a First Division match, finishing that had a real cool and clinical touch to it.
Now King, beautifully weighted there for Andy King. Pearson's coming up in there, Latchford's in there too, and that's a good goal for Everton. Now, this could be more trouble for Rangers. Latchford in the middle, and David Jones has come up as well. Latchford with the header. Oh, a beautiful goal. Thomas chipping it now to the far side. Andy King coming in, and Latchford has got his hat-trick. Now Latchford, not his 4th goal, surely, yes! And the 5th for Everton.
Oh, what a fantastic cross. Another great